Hello guys, and welcome to my channel. Today's episode is going to be a plant update. I'm going to give you all the amazing updates of my plants inside and also the ones outside. So let's get started. As always, we're going to start with the rose stems that I have. So hopefully by the end of this month, if I don't see anything sprouting up, I'm going to have to say the experiment didn't work. We're just getting to the end of the month at this point, so let's see what we got. So we got this guy. This is the one I'm kind of excited about because there's something kind of growing right there, but I don't know. So it's just wait and see. And then I have this rose stem right here. It has shown nothing. It has shown no signs of growth or anything at this point. So now we're going to move on to my Easter cactuses. So for my Easter cactuses, right now, if you have Easter cactuses, right now it's the end of July. All you're doing is just watering them when they need it. It's definitely getting the habit to check on them every day. Start getting the habit. I come in here every morning, I look at them, I check on them. I do that every morning. So it's definitely good habit to have, to check on these beauties, because right now all you can expect right now is just leaves. Just let them grow bunch and bunch of leaves. If leaves fall off, that's totally normal. So if they fall off, they fall off. It just tells me that they're trying to make room to grow new leaves, bigger and better leaves. So if you have these fall off, not a big deal, not really. So then we got these two Easter cactuses right here. As you can see, this guy is just growing like crazy. And then you have my lazy cactus right here, because it wants something on its side. It doesn't want to go up straight, but it's giving new leaves to hopefully start coming out straighter. So that is it for my Easter cactuses, and now we're gonna move on to the Christmas cactuses, because this is around the time of year I get excited about the Christmas cactuses, especially when it starts getting into the fall season. So here is my big Christmas cactus right here. Look at this guy. Just growing quite a bit. So right now in the month of July, you just want your Christmas cactuses to be growing leaves. If they don't grow leaves, it's not that big of a deal, but if they do, that's the only thing you can expect at this point. Again, water as needed. And if you have Christmas cactus, it's always good to have a cactus, a potting that has holes at the bottom. If you can't afford to buy one yourself, you can just make one. I did. So this is my handmade little pot. It's bottom of a 2-liter. It works. Especially if it's small. If you have big ones, you can usually find something around your house that you would think, something that you don't use that you think will work for your cactus. It's definitely good to have holes at the bottom. I made these holes myself. I took, I think it was one of my shears that I used. I put a flame to it and I punctured holes in the bottom. So whatever works. So this guy is growing quite well. We got some new leaves right here. Again, if you can't afford to buy a pot with holes in it, make one. That's what I did for the past few of them I had. So then we got this guy right here who looks like it needs water, because you can see the leaves are wilting just a bit. So it's definitely a good idea to check. See, if I didn't check this today, I wouldn't have known that. That's why you need to be checking your plants on a daily basis to make sure that everything is going great, make sure the water is good, all of that good stuff. So now we're gonna move on to my aloe plants. So here are my aloes, and they want to grow sideways. It's what they do. So you have old leaves dying. All you have to do is just pull them off if they want to come off. I usually don't force it, because usually when they just pull off like that, I'm kind of cool with that. So right now they're just growing. We can see this leaf starting to go. It's totally normal, but there's a bunch of new leaves growing. I would highly recommend that you have at least one aloe plant inside and you have one outside. Because when we go outside, you'll see my mother aloe plant, and mother aloe plants can produce up to 10 babies a year. So if you have one inside, just in case you burn yourself, you can just snip the leaf, get the aloe straight from the plant, and put it on your burn if you happen to burn yourself. Or use it for whatever you use aloe for. And have one outside, so during the year, the plant can be producing more baby aloe plants for you. So if something happens to this one, say you messed up and you killed it accidentally, or something happens, you will have aloe plants outside that you can just take from the ground, put in your pot, and have it in here. And that's how I've been doing it. I have one inside, I have one outside, so it works. Especially for me, because I am prone to burning myself. Don't know why I'm prone to do it, but I am. So now we're gonna move on to my Phalaenopsis orchids. So this week is fertilizing week. So at the end of this video, I will show you the fertilizers I use. So this guy, the leaf that was on here fell off. So when a leaf is fully yellow, which I have it right here, when a leaf turns this color, you don't want to pull it off yourself. You want to wait till it kind of pulls off itself, like you gently tug at it and it falls off. That tells you that the Phalaenopsis orchid has said, okay, I don't need it no more, and it cuts it off, so there's no chance for affection and infection to them, which is always something you don't want to happen, because that's going to cause a whole lot of problems that you don't want or don't need. So I never forcibly take off the leaves. I usually either let them fall off on their own or gently tug at them when they're yellow until they come off themselves. Because when they come off themselves, the plant is saying, okay, I'm done with this, I cut it off. No chance for infection. That's always a good thing. You never want an infection. So here is another one. So we've got this nice flower spike right here that could produce flowers at any point, and this one's actually out of water. I noticed this morning when I got up, but I'm like, I'm just gonna wait until after I do this video and then I'll put my water in. Especially with all the rain I've been getting this past week, I do not have to buy bottled water for my plants. So here is this guy right here. As you can see, we still have this flower spike right here that's growing, and we got this root that wants to grow in the air. They do that, and then we got this nice long leaf coming up. If you want to have lots of Phalaenopsis orchids, make sure you have the room for them, because each leaf, as you can see, is going to get bigger than the last. So that's very, very interesting. So it looks like this guy's doing quite well. I don't see any signs that it's not thriving at this point. If it wasn't thriving, the roots would be dying off. If I didn't like water culture the way I do it, the roots would not be growing, the leaves would not be growing. As we can see, the leaves are growing quite well, actually. So definitely to experiment with one orchid when you want to do water culture, that way you're not going to hurt them all. So like if one works well with it, I would do one at a time, so you can tell if, because every orchid is different, like every one of us is different. So one might like full water culture, one might not. So you have to cater to the individual orchid. So we got this guy right here whose flower spikes are growing quite well, and the leaf is growing quite well. And we got some new roots coming in, which is amazing, which is what I love to see. That's what you love to see when you're first trying the water culture method. If it's full water culture, which means they're in the water all the time, or in semi-water culture, which means they're in water part of the time, either you're going to try, I would suggest you leave them in there for 3 months, and after 3 months see if they like it. If they don't, then switch them to a different water culture and repeat the process. And if they still don't like that, then they say, I don't want to be in water culture. That's simple. So now we got my baby orchid. My littlest orchid of the bunch. And this guy is doing quite well, actually. So as we can see, we got roots sprouting out, which is a sign that it loves it. It's a very, very good sign. So now we're on to my last orchid right here. This is the one I've been like fearful for a while. We've got this area right here. We got another one right here. We have this bottom leaf that is starting to yellow right here. And the roots are coming in quite well. I got two right there that are going downward and toward the water, which is what I want. The more roots that I have in the water, the better. Over here, I don't have like a sheer for this window because I have a tree out here that blocks most of the sunlight anyway, so it's nothing to worry. And then have this back window. It's totally fine. They love it. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go outside and I'm gonna show you guys my outside plants and see how they are doing in the past week. Okay guys, here is the mother aloe right here. And if you were here last time, we had tree guys here and they damaged the mother aloe, but it looks like she's cutting off the leaves that I cut. As you can see, this is one of them and she cut that off. So she's still growing, so we still have some new leaves right here that are growing. But as you can see, she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 babies at this point. This is the mother. This was the one that was growing the flower and everything. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 babies that she has grown so far, which is amazing. So next we are going to check on the poinsettias. So here is the one poinsettia right there. As you can see, the leaves are wilting. I have put fertilizer in all these plants before it rained, so hopefully that will help it grow. So here is the next poinsettia, and as you can see, this one's growing quite well. So as you can see, that one's growing quite well. Again, I put fertilizer under all of these guys before it rained yesterday. So that should help it grow quite a bit. Here's the next one. As you can see, this one is growing quite well. This is probably one of the best ones I have currently. So this just keeps growing, and around Christmas time we will see it grow and develop red leaves and flowers. It's going to be beautiful. And here are my roses. As you can see, they're growing quite well at this point. Right now there's no new stems or buds coming out. I won't be expecting that for a while. Probably not till fall. So it just survived almost dying on me, so it's just gonna let itself grow some new leaves, which I'm totally okay with at this point. Okay, so we're just outside and you saw all the beautiful plants. So before we go, I'm gonna show you the fertilizers that I currently use, and again, they will be in the description below in case you want to check them out. As the same as my thermometer and humidify detector that will tell me how much humidity is in with my orchids. So the following fertilizers will be in the description below. So this fertilizer that I use this for practically everything. I use this for my Christmas and Easter cactuses. I use this for the aloe plant. I use these for the poinsettias. So this is the fertilizer I use for all those, which this week is fertilizing week. So that's what I have to do for that. And this fertilizer right here is for my roses. So this is for my roses, which I'm hoping will work for the roses I have outside. So for the orchids, this is the fertilizer you want to use if your orchid is just producing roots and producing leaves. Let me show you an example of that. So it would be this one. So this guy is just producing leaves, it's just producing roots. That's the fertilizer you want to use on that type. So this is the fertilizer that you want to use if your orchid is in spike or has blooms on it. An example of that would be this guy. As you can see, it has this beautiful flower spike. That's the fertilizer you want to use on this guy. And I'm going to show you my humidifier and temperature. So this is what I use to, it tells me the temperature, it tells me how much humidity I have in here. And for inside orchids, I have researched and it says about 42% is a good humidity to have for them, for Phalaenopsis orchids anyway. And my humidity is 44%, so we're all good for that. So as long as it's 42% humidity in here, it's gonna be all good. So I keep that where I can see it all the time. That way I know, like, okay, we're good, we're good. So those are the fertilizers I use. They're in the description below in case you want to check them out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like this video if you liked it, share it to grow our community, and subscribe if you're new here, and don't forget to hit that bell so you're always notified when I put out new videos. And I do this every week, and I'll see you guys next week.